Hey, everybody, welcome to WCAX. It's our live desk streaming show kicking off around, say, every day around 9:15. It's 9:20 now. But today we just wanted to get our Connor Olathorn on the horn here, to talk about some new plans in the works for. Why did that happen? Here we go. I lost you there for a second. New plans in the works for a hotel in Rutland. First of all, Connor, thanks for joining us here.
Yeah, thanks. Good morning, John. How you doing?
Good. I'm evidently fighting the computer for every technical problem in the world. But but you were down in Rutland talking to some developers on a new hotel on the same site as the Berwick Hotel. For people who don't know, that hotel burned down about 51 years ago. So kind of fill us in. Yeah. So kind of fill us in. What's the deal here? Is with this new hotel and the plans for that?
Yeah. So what we know right now is that one of the local construction companies, Belden, have applied for two permits with the city of Rutland, a building and a separate zoning permit, to create a 7-story hotel right on the corner of Center and Wales Street, which, like you mentioned, is the old site of the Berwick Hotel and where the current parking pit is. Their kind of current timeline right now, I believe Mayor Dunn just said that their current construction timeline is set to start in the spring. They do have to do a lot of cleanup at the pit, as we previously reported.
Yeah.
There's a lot of contaminants there. They do have to dig down and remove that soil before starting any construction. So they're kind of thinking springtime.
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of briefly mentioned some of that work, but kind of go in that for me. What does that really entail? I know it's more remediation contaminants, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I think Mayor Dunn just said that they have to bring in a company to basically, like you said, remove some of that soil. They were originally thinking that the cost was going to be around $500,000.
Yeah.
But again, like we previously reported, it's now closer to a $5 million estimate. So it is going to be a costly cleanup at the pit before they even start doing any outside building. And that also doesn't include any of the work the city has to do with wastewater, sewer hookups, any of that.
No, absolutely. And then one interesting part here, too, is kind of the goal around this. Obviously, they're building a new hotel, but that area more or less wants to be something we have around here, which is more that Church Street vibe, right?
Yeah, it's been something that's been talked about. I think Mayor Dunn just said a long time, kind of making Center Street more of a pedestrian style area. So kind of making it either one way or completely closed down to traffic. And really starting to kind of let those shops get outside. They've tried it recently with some of the parklets over the summer, where they've been putting out benches and chairs for restaurants to have people have outdoor seating, and just giving that a shot and see what they can do with that to make Center Street just more kind of a vibrant downtown part of the city.
Absolutely. And remind me one more time, too. I know you said construction starting in the spring, right? Spring 2025.
Yeah, in the spring. I think their estimate is that they want to be done with construction by 2027, but that's a long time from now. And again, they haven't even had the first shovel hit the ground. So this is just the first part of a very, very long process for both the city and Belden here in Rutland.
No, absolutely. And Connor, thanks for shedding some light on this. And, of course, we look forward to any possible follow-up story as that kind of gets underway. But Connor, thanks so much. I think one thing I will add, too, here is our Joe Carroll separately had done a story on the Berwick Hotel, just nominated for an Emmy. So check that out on WCAX.com. More of a longer extended history for that. So anyway, Connor, thanks so much. I'll let you go. But thanks for having us.
Thanks, John.
Yep. Again, that was our Connor Olathorn there. Again, kind of just shedding some light on construction coming down the way for Rutland there. We'll pull that up in just a second. If I don't have to fight this computer. Let's see. Maybe.
In 1973, Rutland's deadliest fire burned down the Berwick Hotel. 5 people died. The blaze has had lasting impacts on the Marble City. Where those embers once fell, a new plan for the same type of building now rises. That's because Belden Construction, a local company, has submitted both permits for building and zoning to build a new downtown hotel. City documents show the hotel is planned for the Pit, now a parking lot on the corner of Center and Wales Streets, where the Berwick once stood.
The city's got to take up and look at what do we need to do to keep the growth going. How do we continue to drive economic change? How do we focus on housing while we're doing that?
City officials have focused on Center Street as a long-term revitalization project, potentially taking inspiration from other parts of Vermont.
The hotel is a great example. Right across the street from the hotel, the Paramount is undergoing their renovations. And the city, since the 70s, has been talking about Center Street being a pedestrian space.
They want to make it like a Church Street in Rutland that they have in Burlington. I think that's a good idea because we have Friday Night Live, and they used to do a sidewalk sale. They don't do that no more.
Some business owners say they have heard the same story for years, remaining optimistic yet pessimistic the hotel project will come to fruition.
I was excited at the possibility. I wasn't sure if it's going to become a reality. It would be lovely if it did. I feel like there's that kind of hesitation of like, well, we've talked about this for many years. Is it going to actually happen?
With contaminated soil needing removal from the Pit parking lot, some are hopeful any potential impacts on local business would be minimal and swift.
That's inevitable. Like if you're going to start a big project, you have to take on, accept the fact there's going to be equipment and machinery and stuff like that happening. But that's just part of the process.
The mayor says if the project is approved, construction could start in the spring. Reporting in Rutland, Connor Olathorn, Channel 3 News.
And of course, you can see more of Connor's story there on WCAX.com. And of course, you can also see Joe Carroll's now Emmy-nominated story on the Berwick Hotel, also WCAX.com. Peter, pretty brisk, just cold. Who are we kidding?
Yeah.
Who am I kidding?
Yeah.
I'm going to put a spin on it. It's cold out.
It was
Yeah.
the chilliest season of the, or chilliest morning of the season thus far.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Burlington was only in the 20s, but being below that 25-degree mark was the first time that Burlington did that in 234 days. And, well, it was a chillier start to the day for sure. Here's the view on satellite radar right now. Just kind of a few high, thin clouds here and there across the western half of the area. I think there is a few of those high, thin clouds kind of in place here through the course of the day today. Really not doing a whole lot to block the sunshine, but I think it filters the sunshine just a bit. Temperatures, we're starting to warm things up, but we're still in the 20s and 30s out there. It's not quite the teens that we saw earlier this morning, but nonetheless, still pretty brisk, pretty chilly out there. The good news is winds are pretty calm. That means that the wind chill temperature, or what it feels like, pretty close to that of the actual air temperature here as you get ready to step out the door. So here's how the day shapes up. I think for the most part, we're talking a good amount of sunshine. A few clouds could filter that sunshine just a bit here and there through the course of the day today. But again, it is another dry day at that, and that's why we are again concerned about the elevated fire risk out there. We have a lot of leaves on the ground, drought conditions, low relative humidity. Fires can get out of control quite quickly. Of course, we still do have that burn ban in place across the 4 counties of far southern Vermont, but nonetheless, all of us have a pretty high fire risk here, and that really isn't going to change a whole lot here as we even look into the future. Really not a whole lot of rain to talk about out there. And speaking of rain, we just did have the latest drought monitor come out just a few minutes ago. As a matter of fact, now portions of far southern Vermont, right along that Massachusetts state line, now categorized under severe drought. The step below that, extending up towards central Vermont, moderate drought, and a lot of us abnormally dry away from the Champlain Valley, that is. And so we could definitely use a little bit of rain. Have not seen a good amount of rain here in quite some time. There was some hope that maybe we could get in on a little bit of wintry precip here as we head into your day tomorrow, but doesn't look like that will pan out either. As a matter of fact, I want to show you this on Futurecast. Does seem like there is a little bit of wintry precip once you get into northern portions of Maine, but for the most part, it looks like we're going to stay primarily dry, maybe a few more additional clouds out across the Northeast Kingdom and northern New Hampshire. But again, staying dry today, staying dry tomorrow, staying dry into the weekend. First day of forecast here for the rest of the day today. Good amount of sunshine out there. Temperatures here for today will climb back into the 40s. This is pretty close to where we should be for this time of year. Tonight, not quite the teens that we woke up to this morning. I think a lot of us fall back into the 20s here as we head towards daybreak tomorrow morning. Into the rest of your day on Friday, we'll see more sunshine, temperatures for the day climbing back into the 40s and potentially a few lower 50s off to the south here as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. You still do see that spot shower chance in Northeast Kingdom, northern New Hampshire, but at this point, I think most of us are staying primarily dry here as we head through the course of your day tomorrow. Now look at that 7-day forecast. Dry through the weekend. Temperatures climbing just a bit back into the mid and upper 40s and lower 50s. The best chance at a few rain showers, and it really is just a few light rain showers at that, is for the day on Monday. Temperatures a bit warmer in the upper 40s and lower 50s, but then it looks like we're dry once again here as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So not quite the rain that we're looking for, John, but I guess November is typically the cloudiest month of the year, so any of the sunshine that we're seeing is probably welcome news as well.
Yeah, and evidently ski season today.
Yes.
Killington
Killington officially opening up today, and you know what?
Yeah.
The cold nights that we've had the last several nights definitely have really helped in making snow. So that's some good news for the ski resorts out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you in a skiing mood yet?
I can't say that I am, but I've never gone skiing, so
We're getting you. I'm getting you on. I'm getting you on a pair. You have to.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
we'll go.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. Come in. He's a double arm cast.
That would be the reality.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Peter. Thank you guys for watching WCAX. Of course, you can see Peter and I again, Channel 3 News at noon.
Yep.
Someone changed our camera preset.
I know.
That's why you
we
and I,
are so
you
close.
and I are real cozy today. But you can see us on obviously the noon, WCAX.com, and obviously all of our evening shows as well. But definitely check out either both Connor's story and Joe's there. It's some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
But that in mind, let you guys go and man, you can really see everything on there.
Oh, I know.
All right.